Hello, I'm Jeremy Taylor, and welcome to Wednesday Night Undressed, the podcast that reaches into the wobbly places other podcasts dare and venture. Yes, join our panel for a thrilling threnody of rumbustical debate where the answers are always clear, simple, and straightforward. And let me introduce our panel for tonight. Who have we got tonight? Well, of course, we have
There's me.
There's Kathleen.
Yay!
There's Dr. Orlando.
Hello there, children.
Josh is with us.
Word.
Returning again, Jane Carter.
Hello.
We're looking forward to other members joining us this evening. And as I say, my name is Jeremy Taylor, and you can get this on iTunes, but you already know that because you're listening. But tell your friends, because maybe they don't. I want to ask a question to the panel, get some advice. We have youngsters here with us. We have discussed a little about sending texts in past things. I'm doing a thing with my phone. My question is, I tend to answer the phone, my cell phone or my landline. Yes,
Hold
we
on,
still
explain
have one.
to the kind folks what a landline is. For
It's
those
what
that
a
don't know.
landline is. One of those telephones that they used to have before the war, which is which actually has a cable attached to the house, and there's a little lady in a box somewhere who plugs things in and stuff like
That's
that.
an operator.
Yeah, operator, that's right. And I tend to answer the phone with, "Hello, how are you? What can I do for you?" Words to that effect. Okay. I realise that I dislike this greeting. I would like to be more assertive, less humble, more sort of, what do you want? Right? I'm fed up with running around after people, yet without being or seeming rude. I don't want to be rude.
It's hard to say, what do you want?
I guess.
And not be rude.
I guess I could follow a lady I know and respect greatly who simply answers the phone with yes.
May I have some clarification about something first?
Of course.
Okay. Hello, how are you? What
Jane.
can I do for you? Do you do that all at once? Hello, how are you? What can I do for you? I mean, do you do that for real when you answer the
If
phone?
I don't say it, I think it.
Okay, so most people just go, hello?
Yeah, just hello. What's
See,
wrong?
I don't
Hello.
think so. Not anymore. Because I always know who I'm talking to
Bingo.
when I pick up the phone. Like, if Jeremy calls me,
Well, you're not on a landline, are you?
Well, it doesn't
No,
matter.
it's the
landline
It's the
thing.
principle of answering the phone.
So
no.
are we talking about landlines or are we talking about cell phones? How
We're
do we
talking
answer
about
them?
phones.
Right, okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So Jeremy calls me. I pick up the phone. I say, Jeremy, how you doing? There's
What if
no
it's
hello.
me calling him on his phone?
Then you let me know that you are not Jeremy, and
that
I
takes
say,
time. Why don't you just say hello?
I don't know.
Rocket science.
Catch up, please.
You
Well,
want, you
here's
want to let
my
people
thought.
know that you were alert to who it was.
Yes, that is it, partially. And if you are not in the list of people that I want to associate with, I usually won't answer the phone. Or if I do, my response is, "This is Lewis."
Oh, right.
That is exactly how I answer the
All
phone.
right. Not Dr. Orlando.
Not Dr. Orlando in my
You could try that
in
sometime.
my daytime hours.
Yes, when you haven't got the superhero outfit on.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. At least not visible. So yeah, I like if I know you, I'm gonna respond with your name as literally the first thing that I say, and if I don't know you, I'm going to give you my name. And those are the two ways I answer the phone. I almost never use a hello. If I use a hello, it is because I am genuinely confused.
See, I was brought up to say the the phone would ring, and we would pick the phone up, and we would say Hobden 2056, name of the town, and then the telephone number. That's what we would say. Count Ivanov, what do they do? What do vampires do?
Well, now you know when somebody's calling you. You know the person who's calling you. So I just say hi, Lewis, or
Not
hi Lou, hi
Harpenden
Kath.
2056.
Huh?
Not Harpenden 2056.
No. I say hello and I say the name of the person calling me. But back when we had stationary phones, I had a quirky answer where. Can somebody call me? It was just something stupid, yeah, and I would just say, I would always sigh first and say, no, wait. No. So that's because I don't know who's calling me, and I would just pick up and say, talk to me. So there was,
So pervy.
Of course you did.
Darling is even
Yeah.
better.
so that was my answer always.
Is it
was
wrong?
very
Is it wrong when you know you've got someone on the sales to answer the phone with law enforcement?
The best, you should know, you should say, hello, what are you wearing? Right off the bat.
Oh, I have about 4 friends that is my default greeting. I literally pick up the phone with them. Just for example, my buddy John. John calls and I pick up the phone. What are you wearing? And he'll usually say,
Is he really good looking?
no, not
I
at all.
want to meet this
Not
guy.
at all.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. But he'll usually immediately respond, only a smile.
At which point you hang up.
Jane, how do you think I should answer my phone?
Well, now that I'm thinking about it, because of what Dr. Orlando was saying with, you always know who's calling, and if you don't know, you just don't pick up. But I still say hello. It's programmed in with the landline thing. I'm just like, but I'll morph it. Hi, hun. Hello, hun.
Mm-hmm.
Or if my kid's calling,
You don't
what?
say that to me.
Don't say it to me, and if you did, I'd call
I
you.
see it's my kid. I'm there, not even kidding you. What? What, Mom? I was just like, can't be good.
When
You're
my
calling.
kids call, I say how much.
Well, that's the what. It's implied. Yeah. What do I have to do now? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, how old is your phone? Your cellular device, your mobile device.
I don't know. I have no idea.
It does tell you
He's
who's
got a more
calling,
modern
though,
one.
right?
Within the last 3-4 years.
You would have to plug numbers in
it's here.
for him to know.
Oh well, then yeah, it
I don't
shows
know.
you who's calling.
How old is it?
Do you plug?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
people's
People
names
It's a
in?
Samsung.
Yes.
It's an iPhone.
Yes, yeah.
iPhone 6.
Is
I don't
it?
know. Yeah, it's an iPhone
I
of some
think that's
sort.
the
Yeah.
first
but
generation.
Yes,
Hold
if
on.
someone
No.
calls,
Once upon a time, Jeremy had a thriving business where strange, weird people might call him at any point in the day. So he had to have a more formal greeting than just, yo, once upon a time.
I was just thinking that in my head I'm always trying to, what can I do for you? It's like, how may I be of service to you? And I'm thinking, no.
You should try. You have reached Jeremy. You have reached the J.
Luis has like customized responses for different people. He's got one amazing for me. The
What
tower
do
and
you
power.
Mr. Evenoff, the tower. Hold on.
I call him and he picks up and says this.
Every time Evo calls, it's like, Evo Evenoff, the tower power, the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, made of solid steel and sex appeal.
Yes.
I really hope you never call him with an emergency. Shut the fuck up. I have an emergency here.
Which wire should I cut? The blue one or the red one? You bastard.
It just made me want to text from now on. That's all.
That is
Okay,
a
text him.
brilliant answer. Which wire should I?
The reality is, do you have your friends plugged into your phone so you know your friends are calling? Or do you just don't have anybody plugged in and so you have to have a generic answer?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I mean, I have family and friends plugged in, so I know. But it's still when family call and they want something, and I'm trying to be more assertive. Kathleen.
Just say hello. That's all you need to do. If you don't want to say hello, Susan, or hello, John, just say hello. It's not.
But doesn't hello imply that you're happy to talk to them?
No.
Oh, okay.
It could be followed by hello, go die, you scumbag.
No, I agree with you.
Sorry, I'm just writing this down. Go.
Hello. Hello
You
is a
scumbag.
greeting. It's a greeting in the sense of a friendly greeting. You say hello. Like, that's why we say it. Hello.
Well, if I say hello, and if somebody says hello, this is Mary from the help desk, I say go die, you scumbag. That's you have a pause in between.
Monty Burns has the best answer from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Ahoy hoy.
Ahoy hoy. There you go. Ahoy hoy.
Hoy hoy. Okay. Well, I've got some brilliant ones. So sighing and then say, "Talk to me." Which wire should I cut? So far, I have to say it's the best. I think. Which wire? Hello, go die, you scumbag. I'll have to remember that next time Hillary calls. Yes.
But don't you all think that hello is also just an automated response to everything? I'm not a morning person, so I know this has nothing to do with the phone, but it's still, I use the hello with the half smile. I don't want to talk to you, but I don't want to be rude either because I'm from the Midwest and that's what we do. Hello.
Well, I've been told that you're not
You don't
supposed
like it,
to now say yes because the hackers can use your
they'll record
voice,
your voice.
record your voice and do all sorts of things with it.
That dark web.
And they know you say yes, and they now know. I have to say to our listeners that there is snow outside, and Conroy has come in showing the women his knees. It is really gross, and we have to carry on doing our podcast
Nice legs,
under these
Conroy.
circumstances. Now he's showing us his Oh, wait, he says.
He dropped something very nice.
Right. Okay, so, Eva.
Yeah, have you noticed that in movies people never say goodbye when they're on the phone? They just hang up the phone. Yes. Always. That's like
It's
another
because
movie
actors are
cliche.
really rude.
Yeah, there's never
Yeah.
goodbye. They just hang
Yeah.
up.
Lewis, you asked the other day, you said you've died and gone to the nearest reincarnation facility, you said. However, your death coincides with a mass worker walkout going on all across Western Hemisphere reincarnation facilities. As a result, you may only be recycled into the life of a movie bad guy. You asked, bearing in mind the options that you've got to be reincarnated into the following. You can be Vader, you can be the Wicked Witch of the West, Blofeld, of course the original, Voldemort, or the Joker.
And that's it. We can't get
No, you can't.
reincarnated to
No,
like a
because
leotard.
there's been a walkout. They followed the TSA out.
Yeah, they've really only got like the C shift workers, so
Yeah.
they've basically got it down. For
You've got
Vader.
about 6 options. Vader, Darth Vader, the Wicked Witch of the West, Blofeld, the original, of course, Voldemort, and the Joker. Which one would you pick?
Oh, that's
And
tough,
let's start with Dr. Orlando, because this was a question
This
you
was
posed.
my question?
Yeah, you posed this question.
So
amongst
I
others.
thought about this for a long time. Believe it or not, much longer than I even asked the question. And I think I gotta go with Voldemort. He's if I'm gonna be a bad guy,
He's
I just
obviously
want to
in
be
pain.
a complete and utter evil bad guy.
The one thing
Well, he's got
Voldemort
extra
is not
lives.
is complete.
Amen to that.
He still does not have his entire life put together again. He is incomplete.
No, he's no.
He has Horcruxes. He's like a cat.
but
He
there's
can't be killed unless you kill
almost
them all.
nothing redeeming about Voldemort as a character, which is interesting to me because it sort of goes against the theme of like bad guys in general.
Right.
Like
Blofeld had something redeeming about him.
Which
That was the one who tried to cut James Bond in pieces with a saw, with a laser.
with the laser. Do you expect me to talk?
Yeah, this one who looks like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's Goldfinger.
Yeah, that's Auric Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Right, yes.
Blofeld
No,
was the
Blofeld
leader
I
of
expected to die.
Oh,
Spectre.
Blofeld was
Yeah,
a different guy.
Right,
yeah.
Right, I'll say.
He's
Wrong
in
with that.
many. He's the villain in several.
Ah, they're
Yeah.
all the same villain.
Okay, so what you just said was actually like the primary idea of the question. Are there different kinds of
Sure,
villains?
Wicked Witch. I am so glad that you put a female villain in there, because she's the only
Oh,
one of
my
these guys
God.
who actually
hang
has
on.
fun.
We don't do positive discrimination here.
She has a broom she can fly on and spell things out in the sky. She keeps flying monkeys as pets. This woman has so much fun.
She's got
I mean-
like she's
Oh
maniacal.
yeah.
Yeah, she's kind of interesting. She's got a broom, which is kind of hashtag me too.
She cannot take a bath. That is a
cannot,
drawback.
that's a-
completely
I'm sorry,
unable.
was that a plus or a minus? I wasn't sure.
I
So
think
she's
that's
smelly.
a drawback.
Okay.
Yeah.
She commands like a bunch of stupid things, like some bees and
Mingies.
winkies or whatever that
Minkies.
those things.
I
Yeah,
have no idea. Yeah.
some dogs or wolves.
No. This is from Wizard of Oz. She only has flying monkeys and the guys who go around shouting about cookies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oreos in milk.
Wicked Witch of the West is a good villain, female villain. I can't think of many, but Cruella de Vil is probably the most interesting to me.
So
As
here's
all the women villains.
the other question:
he's got the
are
hots
there
for Cruella de
female
Vil.
villains that are not?
Trump is a woman.
Are there lead female villains that are not animated or witches?
The Glenn Close from Fatal Attraction, she was freaking awesome, and Sharon Stone from Basic Instinct, it was good.
Charlize Theron from
Monster?
Yeah.
The Fate of the Furious.
Oh, but she wasn't really the
She
villain.
wasn't a
of this.
villain.
She was totally the villain.
Oh, was she?
She's the one that kidnapped
the one
the
that-
kid
that-
and killed.
Yeah.
Man, she was terrible on that.
Who's that woman who plays a right-wing character on radio?
Oh my god.
On radio?
That's not a movie, Kath.
Oh, really?
Yes, you're talking about Ann Coulter.
So
Thank God.
unbelievable.
She would be a great villain in any movie, you know.
Is she real? I think
And
she was on
Coulter.
West Wing.
She's kind of a caricature,
Wasn't
isn't
she on West
So,
Wing?
the only female villain that I really thought like fit the bill adequately, like an iconic female villain, was the Wicked Witch of the Wicked Witch of the West. I don't know that there's a movie character that really fits that bill besides her.
Well, technically, I guess if you're going to go with Voldemort, you could go with Bellatrix Lestrange because she's pretty villainous.
She is a villain,
Oh,
but like
yeah.
I was literally trying to pick like some iconic like
Oh no. Talking Harry Potter, the teacher who.
Oh, Dolores Umbridge.
Dolores
yeah.
Umbridge.
Oh, yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. Yes.
Yeah.
She's very unpleasant.
Yes.
Angelina Jolie did a good job in Snow White, the Malevolent.
Maleficent. But she was the hero of Maleficent.
She was
The movie was
villain.
called Maleficent.
She was the villain. She
My
was
husband
the
goes,
villain.
I heard there's this really great new version of Snow White coming out, Maleficent. Do you want to watch it?
Maleficent.
Just laugh. I love it.
All right, it doesn't have to be the four. If you could be, who's
don't
your
know.
best
I would
movie
still
bad guy?
be the Wicked Witch because she has fun.
I-
All these other
I
guys
feel you.
look like
So
real
of
losers.
these, like, I like Hannibal. Was Hannibal Lecter one?
He
of
was
them?
not on my list, but
Oh,
go
he's
keep
not?
going. Keep going. No,
No,
we can
then
open it.
It's not open. Well, Hannibal Lecter is not because I'm a vegetarian. So, but even though he likes science and he's an intellectual, he loves classical music. So we have a lot in common. But that one thing,
That
you
just
know,
that one
He
thing.
loves lima beans and arrêt de ton.
and some liver, his liver with some fava beans and a nice bottle of Chianti. No, what were the options? Darth Vader,
Vader, the Wicked Witch of the West, Blofeld,
Blofeld.
Voldemort, and the
Voldemort.
Joker.
So Voldemort and the Joker are two caricature. They have no redeeming qualities. They are just villains taken to the extreme.
Right.
Well,
They're
the Joker
just
was a tortured soul.
So was Voldemort.
no. They
No,
He was an
Voldemort
abused
made us-
child.
Well,
He was an abused child,
no. If there was
and
a
he was thrown into an
tortured,
orphanage, and everybody hated him.
if there is
Okay,
a
yeah,
tortured
that's
soul
true.
here, it's Darth Vader because he is more conflicted, and he was once on the other side, and he's kind of torn in between. And he's more complicated. He's a freaking cyborg. He always, though, it seems like he's always at the final stage of a marathon. Like, he's like struggling. But he's got impressive sword fighting skills.
There you go.
He is struggling.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah,
You can't
I like
beat
him.
him.
I would be him.
he does
probably.
lovely needlepoint, I understand.
Mr. Taylor,
Yeah.
did you pick a villain from the list?
Blomfield, probably.
I would have gone for Blofeld. I wouldn't have gone as far as Blofeld. I would certainly have sliced Bond in half.
Yeah.
And I think what's very interesting about Blofeld is that there are those who criticise the current president of America. I can't understand why, but there are.
Weird.
And what is interesting is that if you've ever wanted to see President Trump's father, you just need to look at a picture of Blofeld It's amazing. Particularly, you can do this if you go online. You can see pictures of Blofeld and Mr. Trump. Actually, Mr. Cruz is in the same photograph. You'll remember in the film where Bond meets Blofeld for the first time at the swimming pool. I think it's fascinating. I think Blofeld was misunderstood. He was clearly brilliant. In that he was able to control the world's gold, and this was interesting at the time because the Brits, who had controlled the world's gold, were very concerned about the amount of gold being held at Fort Knox, and that's true. When Fleming wrote this, he knew about the concerns that the gold market had, and if you look it up, Blofeld, Blofeld turned like Hitler did to becoming a nutter. But initially, he was a very, very successful businessman.
Yeah,
and
but
I love the idea. I love the idea of having an old Rolls, right? That was that had panels that were made out of solid gold and sprayed, and that he would drive it across the Swiss mountains
Are you
or
telling
wherever
me you
it
should
is.
not have sold your Range Rover?
Well,
Here we go. Here we go.
So, for those people who don't understand
Now he drives
Bentleys
a
and
Ford.
Rolls Royces and why one has a Bentley or Rolls Royce, if you don't ask, you don't understand.
Let's get back to Evo's point.
I'm sorry.
Anything else.
I'm going to go with the Joker.
Okay,
I thought about
All right.
this.
Tell me why.
One, purple.
Right. Okay.
Because it's fantastic.
Check.
Good.
Second, when he kills people, it's funny.
Double check.
And that's in all of the other ones. That's the difference. All of them are all tortured because of
Okay,
whatever.
I was the first guy to use. I mean, Blofeld was the first guy to use a laser.
Yeah.
Blofeld is an idiot. Any kind of business acumen that he had was completely deconstructed by his insistence of always leaving when Bond is about to die. He sets him up with some elaborate contraption that's going to cut Bond in two.
And
then he
doesn't stay to
leaves.
see it happen.
Then he,
This is stupid.
Then
You're
for
right.
some reason he leaves, comes back to ironically find out that Bond has split.
not in the rough way. Yeah.
Inconceivable.
I don't know, Jeremy. After listening to your Bentley Rolls thing, I'm gonna phase back to the telephone. I think you should. I think you should open with Lord Taylor.
Yes, but one doesn't use one's title.
But you already have a sinister-looking cat. Didn't Blofeld always stroke
it's
a
dead.
bizarre? Your cat died?
Yeah.
Are you going to stuff it?
Poor kid.
I'm sorry.
Am I going to?
Yeah.
No, we did.
You stuffed it?
Yes, he sits in the living room.
That's amazing.
That was a giant
You just
cat.
pet him?
I went over to Jeremy's house and he tossed it at me.
Yes. That's fantastic. That is fantastic.
So, yeah, all right. Well, now, I do have another question, which is actually quite a lot more important. Unfortunately, Count Ivanov hasn't had enough blood today.
Yeah.
Go and suck on a neck somewhere. Find a waitress for you or something.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to know, and this is confusing for me, but peanut butter. Being married to an American, I have learned about peanut butter. There is smooth and crunchy and various different, and then there is good old Nutella.
Yes.
Right now, in a sarnie, I want to know which is because you can't put Nutella on a piece of celery, but you can with peanut butter.
You can't put
You can
Nutella
put
on
Nutella
a
on
celery.
anything,
Peanut
Because it's
butter
made
and a
with
bit of horseradish.
which is fantastic.
Disgusting hazelnuts.
Hazelnuts.
Thank you. I hate hazelnuts.
they have a
guys
That's why I
horrible
can't.
They
I can't eat
ruin
it. It's gross.
everything
They do.
near them.
Uh-huh. You should not eat hazelnuts.
It's like
They're
cloves.
not meant to be
Cloves and hazelnut. Disgusting.
I don't
so
even.
gross.
I don't even know if I've ever had just a hazelnut.
Well,
what
if you
I
have it
really,
in mixed
what
nuts,
I'm
you will
really-
know.
What I'm really frustrated with Nutella is pretending to be something that's not. It's not chocolate.
It's not.
It is. It's chocolate
It's-
with hazelnut cream, isn't it?
I don't know what it is, but it's not. chocolate, but pretending to be
Isn't
It's
it
fucking
chocolate-coloured
delicious.
peanut?
It's not delicious.
Is it- I
Peanut
thought it
butter
was
is delicious.
chocolate-coloured
No.
peanut butter.
No, it's chocolate
if it was-
hazelnut spread.
I had peanut butter for the first time at the age of 25 when I came here. I hated every second of trying peanut butter. It's fucking disgusting.
That's
it
what
sticks to the
everybody
roof.
outside of the United
It
States
sticks
says.
to the roof
It's
of your
hilarious.
mouth.
This is why
It
America is the eminent
it is
country
oily,
of the world. We
horrible.
understand that peanut butter is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Have you ever had Vegemite? Because that shit's terrible.
Yes.
Actually, that's what is missing from this.
I
would
grew up
Vegemite is fucking
not
terrible.
liking peanut butter. My mother would have to make me a different sort of sandwich than all other 3 kids every day for school. And then I got married and was poor. And we had, not to this guy, I had to learn to like peanut butter.
Because
So-
I have peanut
I bought a
butter
jar.
on
Protein.
trays in the back of the Bentley.
And ate the whole damn thing. And I have liked peanut butter ever since.
I'm like that
It's
with
good.
parsnips.
Peanut butter can be really good, particularly if you surround it with chocolate. But you know,
No, peanut butter.
But
Now, here's a
hazelnuts
little
are
recipe
Eat it
for
on
you, girls and
fruit.
boys.
It's really good.
Just
Apples.
listen to this, Uncle Jeremy. Get a piece of celery, right? And you get 2 parts peanut butter, crunchy, and 1 part horseradish sauce. Mix them together.
He's getting
and
quite
then,
excited.
And then pop them on top of your celery in the crevice. And you will find the most amazing thing.
horseradish and peanut
right.
butter.
I'm not even going to tear that down
My
because I
dad-
do love horseradish. So who knows?
My dad
Maybe
eats
it's
mayonnaise and peanut butter sandwiches. It's a strange
That's just
thing.
wrong.
I think that's an old people thing.
That's just wrong.
No,
Yeah.
that is not an old people thing.
so,
That's an
but
insane
you-
asylum thing. That's,
Hey, easy, that's my dad.
We've got
Peanut
here
butter and
peanut butter.
mayonnaise.
The actual what's written down, boys and girls, is peanut butter vs Nutella. Now, in legal terms, this means peanut butter against Nutella.
Peanut butter every day.
It's a
All day.
I pretty much do have a jar of peanut butter in my drawer. It is my breakfast.
Oh my
I'll eat it on
God.
crackers. I'll eat it on apples. I eat
And do you prefer peanut butter or Nutella?
definitely peanut butter because I hate hazelnut like
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I don't like it.
Peanut butter, 100%.
you guys are
Okay.
crazy.
So we're winning. Peanut butter is winning over Nutella.
Except for
Except for me,
a
I'm going to eat
Bulgarian king.
Nutella.
Yeah.
I can eat Nutella. I mean, I can dip anything. I can dip a car tire in Nutella and eat it. You know, I'll eat Nutella dipped in Nutella. You know, it doesn't matter. I
Apparently,
fucking
parents
love
have been
Nutella.
eat
feeding
peanut butter dipped in
to their
Nutella?
kids.
Oh.
I'll eat anything, but will you eat that?
You open the hole in the time-space continuum. I don't know about that. Maybe not that.
Nutella with what?
But with
Peanut butter.
with peanut butter.
Eat anything.
I might actually eat it then.
No,
If you put like 1 part Nutella, 2 parts
It'd be
peanut
like
butter, I
topping-
might actually like
It'd be
it.
like a Reese's.
Wait,
cup.
haven't we seen this like a swirl of peanut butter and chocolate?
Yes, they
have
do offer that in
right?
jars.
I have no
as
idea.
well as peanut butter with grape jelly.
Yeah. Nutella was not here when I came to the States in the early 90s. It was not known as a product. You
Right,
couldn't
like-
find it anywhere. I was living in New York, and you couldn't find it in New York. But then Kobe Bryant, like mid 90s, became the face of Nutella. Started pushing the product, and it suddenly there was a lot of commercials and made its way to the market here. But in Europe, everybody eats Nutella.
Yeah.
It's like a legendary brand.
I do have to admit that Jeremy surprised me a week or so ago with a little ice cream sundae in the evening to watch TV too.
Yeah.
And it was vanilla ice cream topped with some lovely sort of half melted chocolate stuff that I didn't realize at the time was Nutella.
You
And it
know-
was
I used to
good.
surprise her with other things, but not allowed
Yeah.
now.
Now Sundays are the
Nutella?
preferred
Yeah,
spice.
not allowed now.
Oh, I don't want to know. But you know.
Not crunchy peanut butter because she uses her teeth.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
She's got
I hear they have a Nutella shell.
You know,
I'm just saying. I mean, you know.
you know what kids do in Europe?
I shudder to think.
They
In
eat
Bulgaria?
toast. No, toast with butter and Nutella on top of the butter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
So-
how you're supposed to eat it?
Yeah,
They also
very popular. Yeah.
Okay.
Ever
Right.
had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on white bread? It is fantastic, especially if it's at the bottom of your brown paper bag that your apple sat on, and your crushed Lay's, maybe generic Lay's chips are crushed up too, and then you like go, oh my god!
Did
it's
we have the
amazing.
same mother?
It's fantastic.
Peanut butter and jelly is okay,
Seriously.
but Nutella is mother's milk for me, and it's just fantastic.
I have a question.
Sounds painful.
As nearly the oldest person sitting around this studio, moving on.
I know, right?
Someone asked, what is your favorite feature that's been added to cars in your lifetime? For instance, I happen to know Dr. Orlando likes climate control, which, of course, in the UK is different to air conditioning. I'm just interested to know. I can remember the first vehicle I had with aircon in it, and just thinking how incredibly cool it was. On a hot summer's day when it was getting up to into the 70s in England.
That's one day a year in England, right?
Yeah.
So it's not that.
rest of the days
Yeah.
is
So,
Look, don't criticise the English. Do remember in Bulgaria you built a spacecraft on top of a mountain, so
Yeah,
which
that's
no one
true.
goes to.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
yeah.
That's a bizarre
so
structure.
for me, really,
It's like
the
a
most
flying saucer
important
they
thing was air conditioning, followed closely by. The automatic
tapes in
light that comes on, when you open the doors. In fact, the first car I had that happened on, I didn't know and I thought the interior light was broken. So I took the bulbs out, and somebody said, "Why don't your lights work?" And I said, "Well, because they keep coming on when you open the door." So I took the bulbs out.
A genius. We have a genius here.
And the person fell out of the car, didn't they? Laughing.
That's back when
Yes.
there's like mice in the engine.
So Josh, what's the favourite feature that's been added to cars in your lifetime in the last 3 years?
other than the combustion engine in your lifetime, or probably I have to heated seats, climate control, whatever. To be able to play my music from my phone through my radio or whatever thing, that's the coolest. Bluetooth is just the coolest thing. It just is a game changer for how I drive. But
Do you think there'll come a time when you can play a CD in the car?
what's a CD? Just kidding. I know what a CD is. There's one stuck in my truck.
It's a certificate of deposit.
Yeah.
I just wonder because in the Bentley, I've got cassette
Back to
player.
the Bentley again.
Oh, God.
I had a cassette player. I used to my first car was a 53 Mercury, no power steering, 3 on the tree. My cassette player sat right next to me in the seat that I took along with me to
It
play
had
music.
batteries. Cool.
Because the radio didn't work.
Remember the ones we could take the face of the stereo with you? So
Yeah.
it
Oh,
doesn't
yeah. I
get
had that.
stolen?
Well, no. I used to have the stereo that you would pull all the way out.
All the way.
And you'd like,
Now,
that
Evo,
was
I
cool
know,
to carry.
Evo, I know, grew up in Bulgaria, a beautiful, beautiful, lovely country with lakes and wonderful
Spaceships
scenery
on
and
mountains,
everything,
apparently.
Spaceships.
And communism.
Was it important to you when Bulgarian cars moved from cardboard to metal?
That was actually a German car. It's the Trabant.
Yes,
The Trabant. The Trabi. We didn't manufacture vehicles. In East Europe, East Germany was making 2 cars, Trabant and Warburg, both horrific. And the rest, there was Romanians were making Dacia, which now is actually a really good company. It was purchased by Fiat. And then Czechoslovakia was making Škoda, and Russia was making the rest of the crappy cars, Volga, Lada, Zhiguli, and Moskvich.
Did you guys have Volgas and Trabis on the road at the same time?
Yes.
That's insane.
In fact, a Trabi crashed into my grandmother's Volga and literally dematerialized.
You guys,
There were people sitting, and there was nothing around them. So they didn't get hurt.
You know what?
folks
Totally.
that don't know, Volgas are basically like mini tanks.
Tanks.
They're made by a tank company.
T-34.
So what I guess I'm
dear.
really irritated with the Europeans about is they drive Mercedes and Land Rovers around Europe like they cost $2,
Yeah.
where they're like $1 billion over here. What the?
But people spend less money on housing in Europe. Almost everybody lives in apartments, and mortgages, like 30-year mortgages, really are not a thing. People live more modestly inside their homes, but outside they can get a little extravagant with the
So
vehicles.
you're telling me that a Range Rover in Europe costs the same as it does in America?
It costs less.
Exactly, because
Yeah.
it's a status
Yeah.
here
No,
where it's just a vehicle there.
I happen to know that Kathleen hates cars, so I'm interested to know what her favourite
Well,
feature that's been added to car.
I
in
do
your
have to
lifetime.
admit that I enjoy heated seats. Do not comment. I just
Yeah.
like heated
Oh,
seats.
this ass won't sit on a cold seat no more.
And I think one feature my car doesn't have that I would like to have for it is a rear camera. That's very useful.
You know, there's mirrors.
I know, but they don't see the curb behind you that you're backing into, or to the side, or
The mirror sees that.
No,
'Cause
the
there's two
mirror
of them, you look
doesn't.
at 'em.
Mirror doesn't help when you're trying to back into a parking spot.
Well, what
Not
the hell
really.
is the use of? I mean, I know my car's got a camera at the front and a camera at the back, and well, what the hell? You've got eyes, haven't you?
No. Do you remember when we were actually in a parking spot just a few days ago and face into it, and you're trying to get out? And if you hadn't seen that car coming because of the rear camera on it, it would have plowed into us.
So
And it also beep 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 beep.
I used to drive a gigantic school
disconnected
bus and pull a trailer behind the school bus and be able to parallel park that thing without any cameras or anything.
Yeah,
Just
but
mirrors.
you're awesome.
Yeah.
See?
Well, there we go.
Okay.
You're
Time to call it a night.
You know, when I was a kid, there was no power windows, so everybody had, all the drivers had like a Rafael Nadal, one powerful left hand arm, you know, and
I
the
would
other-
not mind going back to roll down windows. I don't
Really?
see the point of hitting a little button.
It will help you having
You
rolling down windows in if you fall into a lake.
Have you ever-
Or a body of water?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
power buttons will not work.
They won't
but
work.
if you
and
can
have
roll
you ever
them, you'll be
tried to
able
just take your window down half an inch to get a
Yeah.
little air, and the damn thing won't go down less than
all the way
3.
down?
You know, you keep going down and then up and then down and then up and then up.
Just gotta be gentle. You've
Dr.
got to be
Orlando.
gentle.
So I'm reconsidering because Josh took mine. Like that, having your own music, being able to play what you want to hear as opposed to what the DJ has decided he has to play for. The
DJ's gonna play for us.
Exactly.
Bunch of Zeppelin.
That's just, yeah, drives me batty. So I've been thinking about it, and I think probably the other thing that I really, really appreciate, especially on long trips, cruise control.
I don't like it. I like to drive. I like to just drive,
Even on long trips.
even on long trips. For some reason, I stay away from the cruise control.
I don't know
not
what to
fond
say
of
I
to
want
that.
to be in
Control either.
control. You know, I want to feel the car. And
Yeah.
Screw you guys! I like cruise control.
No,
Do you
I
like the
agree.
automatic
I'm sorry, I'm with
transmission?
you.
Fantastic.
Orlando,
I love it
because-
too.
I like to
How
go a
about-
lot faster when I know there aren't any police
How
around.
about the automatic transmission? Because everything was clutch.
So I go
big
back and
automatic.
forth on the automatic transmission. I absolutely enjoy being able to determine
Shit.
how much torque I'm applying at any one
And
time.
we're talking
Unless you're
about
in rush
driving,
hour
right?
trafc, and
No,
that's
was that the bishop talking to the actress, or it would be, or is it the actress talking to the bishop? I've never really worked that one out.
I wish there was like on a long trip for a passenger seat driver a catapult. Would be a nice. That would be a nice feature.
Like an
to
injector
add.
seat
Yeah,
or a
injector.
catapult, or just to get him there?
Injector seat. Yeah.
That is how the late Bond spoke the late M spoke to Bond, didn't she? She said, "I suppose you're going to eject me." But I do think this
I
is sort of
remember that,
reminds me of the thing about automatic, because it's not really automatic because you actually have to be there, so it isn't automatic.
Wow. Okay, Mr.
I know, he
Taylor.
really had to go up to
yes,
that one.
what is your favorite feature?
At the end of the day, my favorite feature on the vehicle is the radio. I do not mean the cassette player or someday a CD
They have
player.
radios when in the 50s
Like terrestrial
when
radio?
I
the
mean,
40s,
yeah,
whatever,
proper
whenever-
radio
Huh.
made by Radio Mobile.
So, quick
They
question:
are the best radios.
AM or FM?
Sorry?
AM or FM?
FM.
FM. And
in England, it would have been medium wave.
okay, so then is it a music station or just the ability to go from like music to some talk to some
Yeah.
things like
yeah.
that?
And you don't have to be pressing tiny little buttons you can't see and talking to the iPhone and all that sort of jazz. And I really can't be bothered with it.
So, some of the problems that I've been having is with radio
Go ahead, we're listening.
is all of the ads, right? Like
Yeah.
more ads and more ads on radio now.
Yeah.
Because radio is starting to
Listen to NPR. Jeez, I mean, even they've got
They're not
sponsors,
available
but they
everywhere.
don't have the
Yeah.
same thing.
You go to Oklahoma and it's all Toby Keith,
It's-
and you're gonna die.
There
Slow
is only,
death.
on any radio in America, there are only 2.5 minutes of adverts at any one time, except after a news break when there are 4 minutes maximum. That is the legal maximum. You may
feels like
think
a lot
there's
more.
but
Per
it's not.
ad break.
Per ad
Per
break.
ad break.
But you
But
You can
have
have more ad breaks.
No, you can have 3 ad breaks in 1 hour session.
No, it
That's
doesn't
bullshit.
seem.
That's
They must have changed this shit.
Did we get one from you, Jane?
we haven't had one
shit.
from you. What is your favourite?
Okay, back to the cruise control. Don't you like to space out when you drive?
No.
When I do, man. When
No,
I'm
I do think about other things, but I like to.
if
feel
it's
the pain.
hours. I mean, if you're driving state to state or something, I mean, I just space out. Therefore, cruise control is very helpful.
Oh,
Because I
geez,
just-
remind me not to be on the road when you're on the road.
Yeah, so
No, I don't mean that.
no.
I don't mean like I'm not paying attention to driving. I
Oh,
mean, I'm
okay.
lost in my thoughts. I'm
Okay.
really
I
thinking
am
about
too, but I
things.
drive at
All
the
right.
same. I don't know.
No,
I always
I'm
drive.
with you. Like, I'm actually more annoyed with myself that I'm not able to maintain a constant speed, and so that's just one
Maybe,
thing that
yeah.
I don't
I like to
It must
fucking
be
get
me.
there, and if I can put it at 84 and
set the little button.
set the thing, I know I'm not getting pulled over. I can get to the thing, and I can.
But you've got to set
But-
things and press buttons.
I'm
and
with you
goodness knows
also,
what.
Dr. Orlando,
I do
about
understand,
standards. I would
Evo,
prefer
like
to.
you're saying, when I had a
But
stick shift,
like the only time it really
Toyota
sucks
truck,
is when
Yeah.
it didn't have
Rush
cruise
hour.
control. It was fun. Like it was fun when I was younger to go on a road trip and like do it that way.
Yeah.
And feel the car and all that stuff. Now I'm just an old curmudgeon that I just can't.
Can I ask a supplemental question?
No.
We often say
we already voted.
We often say when it snows, and you bring in professional crews to get rid of the snow. I always feel it's unfair to the local kids, who earn a bit of pocket money shoveling snow. What about?
they don't do that anymore.
Oh, do that. Oh.
Jeremy's worried about the poor children.
What I'm thinking
In his
is,
Bentley.
yes, well, I
He's
was
run over
thinking,
so many
I
of them.
was
It's
thinking about the
unfortunate.
Bentley. I was thinking more about our driver or the chauffeur.
Shut it! Oh my God.
If you have someone who is maybe in their 40s or 50s driving for you, right, and you have all these cruisy, control-y things and lane assist, adjust, and all that sort of jazz and all sorts of different things. Aren't you putting someone who needs a job out of a job?
Yes.
I mean, is this not
That is
another
true.
That's the
Trumpian
American
type
way.
thing?
I mean, that's what we're moving towards. I mean, we're going to put everybody,
Putting chauffeurs out of work.
all people out of work.
It's not right.
They're running
Except
out
for
of
social works. We're always going to be saving the day.
They're running out of features to put in the car, man. There's like I told you about the my steering wheel heating up in the cold. They have cameras. They have above
Tesla.
cameras. They have everything. What they're gonna do is probably do blowjobs.
See, I was only going to go with like karaoke
if-
machines, but you took it to another level there.
I mean, I'm sure.
I'm sure Hummer
Elon
has,
Musk will figure out how to Elon Musk will figure out how to put a flashlight in his Tesla.
Bentley, you
So
pull the
it'll
glove
jerk you
compartment
off while it drives
There's
for
a
you.
Women have it
lady pops
easier. You
out.
can always
Oh,
just
come on.
vibrate the damn seat.
No, really.
I know, right? Like, here, you want to take a ride on the motorcycle?
They
All right.
started the
Yes,
concept
every time.
actually came from that film Airplane.
Oh yeah.
Right, and so the airbag in a Bentley, right,
Yeah.
by the glove compartment, doubles as an
As a-
airbag and a.
And an inflatable,
Yeah.
inflatable
Yeah.
doll. So yeah, that
she's
that
called-
actually that feature exists in the movie Airplane.
Yeah,
you
she's
know?
called Bentley.
yes.
Her name is Bentley.
Bentley.
The lady's name is Bentley.
She just pops out and gives
you
you a
open the
blowjob.
glove compartment and out she pops. And
Yeah.
so our last
That-
I
question
like rear window defrost.
She's going to say something else about when she's driving.
Where you going?
like that?
Where are you going?
And there you went there, didn't you? Somebody had to say it,
Sometimes you
didn't
have to warm up the rear window before you go.
Jane likes the rear, and that's okay. Well, good. That's all I've got to say
okay,
there.
that's a good thing.
You know, that's a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Sometimes they missed up a bit, but you know,
Yeah.
we can get past that. Is the settlement between Colin Kaepernick
Colin Kaepernick, yeah.
Kaepernick, whatever he is. And the NFL, a win for the NFL, Kaepernick or both. And how will this play with a certain orange Cheeto?
This is actually pretty deep.
Deep.
Yeah, it's a pretty deep question.
Deep?
In the sense, yeah,
Or
deep.
deep?
Deep. It's deep in the sense of there's a lot of a lot of interesting things at play here, because you have somebody who took a stand for something that was a value, right?
Yeah.
Stood by it for a long time. I mean, didn't waver.
Yes.
Did not waver.
Yes.
Took I mean, the amount of hate
and grief. Yeah.
that man took
Yeah.
for standing for his value
Yeah.
wins, right?
Yeah.
But I truly believe it's a win for the NFL, not for Kaepernick, because they're going to pay him off, and things are going to go just back to the same.
They're going to pay him off from what? He's still going to kneel if he wants to, if he goes back
Right.
to work for them.
Right, but
So
it's still like
how is it them caving? They've just given him a bunch of money,
Yeah.
and he
but
doesn't
what has
have
really
to.
changed, right? That's the question that we'll figure out.
Are you
is
trying
if
to say that a man has to live the rest of his life broke in order to prove a point?
no, what I'm saying is they've paid him,
Yeah.
and now it's going to just
And
disappear.
he hasn't changed a thing about what he's been saying and what he's doing.
I'm not saying anything about him.
Yeah.
I'm saying about the NFL. What the NFL will do is they're tired. Their ratings have gone way down, and it has to do partly because of the situation. So they're going to pay him to save face. He's going to still continue to do whatever he does because
Right.
that's his value.
Yeah.
But the NFL will continue to do exactly what they do. They're not changing anything. They're not going to change
And they
their business.
weren't going to.
I know, but that's the deeper thing, right? What's the win?
He's
Here.
got a lot more money than he, although it's not as much as they've put out, and he's free to seek employment within the NFL.
I mean, there was a collusion on the NFL part. There was collusion, and they were petrified, apparently, because, first of all, I want to say how much I respect this man for the dignified way that he stood for his values. Like Josh said, that he.
I'm sorry, I thought he knelt.
He never wavered. He never caved in, and it was incredibly impressive to see. Imagine the right-wing hatred, what they do to you, to your family, for the smallest thing. And he stood in the face of Trump, because Trump made this his central issue, and he was so strong. Now, what you guys should know is that NFL never loses. NFL, they throw at you the best lawyers available, incredible resources. That's 30 of the richest people in the world, and when they want to put you in a corner, they do, and they squash you. The fact that he defeated them and made them pay $80 million.
He defeated them.
$80 million put them in the corner, because they never do that. Tom Brady, the face of NFL, couldn't defeat them in court and had to sit out 4 games. But this guy had, what the rumor is, guys, is that he had a lot of material correspondence between the owners. What happened was when Trump made that disgusting speech about those sons of bitches kneeling, he called Jerry Jones, the owner of Dallas Cowboys, and told him, I want you to spearhead this campaign and get this guy blackballed. Talk to all the other owners and not have him play second in the NFL anymore. And they're petrified by Trump for whatever reason. They're scared of Trump. So they blackballed him, but there was a lot of back and forth, a lot of emails. Rumor is his lawyer, he's got a great lawyer. His lawyer got a hold of a lot of this correspondence. And the agreement is that he can't leak anything. So in a way, NFL wins, you're right, because none of this horrible stuff is going to leak and expose them for what they are, colluding against one guy. And on the other hand, he wins as well because he gets all his money and still gets to stand for his values and maybe
serve as
even
a
play.
role model.
Maybe even play. And you know what's kind of ironic is how our system is all gravitates around the business model. Nike felt the power of his social stance and monetized it. They use him now in their marketing campaigns. It's not just do it. It's something like you stand up for your values.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it is, but yeah.
But I was in shock when I saw, and everybody was, because he was blackballed at the time, and suddenly Nike has him as the face of the company in their marketing campaigns. So
Who's the
it's
youngest
really
owner
bizarre.
in the NFL? Does anybody know?
It might be Clark Hunt. It might be our owner. They're all old.
That's
white
what I
men.
mean. So my mother was talking about this the other day, and she never really says much, so we're not a lot alike. But she was talking about this, and she said, "I just guess I don't understand why everybody's so confused. They're all old. They're baby boomers. They're white, and they're rich.
Yeah.
Why is everybody so confused? They're all the same." And I said,
Yeah.
"Wow, Mom, that was a very unforgiving speech." But I have to say, so basically, what you're saying then is, when the baby boomers are gone, a lot of the problems are going to go away. And she goes, "Yes, they will."
Well, think about this. Kareem Hunt
interesting.
has a new team. Just months after being exposed for beating up a woman.
That's my point.
Yeah.
That is exactly my point about, yes, Colin won $80 million.
But he's not in the league, yeah.
But systemically, the NFL is still the same.
That shows you what their values
Rich
are.
white
Yeah.
man value. And they still had everybody else by the balls. And there were people that sacrificed their own values to not kneel, to not do the things because of that. And that's a win for the NFL. I'm sorry, but that is a win when you systematically can still do it. And $80 million to the NFL, that's like a penny to you.
A game.
Yeah.
That's a penny.
So, are there any reasons that other players won't do kneel now? There's no agreement.
should.
They should. They
that's
will
a,
feel
that's a great
free to
question.
do
We'll
it.
see what happens in August.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
In other words, it's okay to do it. That's a win-win-win.
The other guy, Reed, who sued NFL, he is on a team now, and he's continuing to kneel. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, you're right. We don't know how it's actually going to play out.
Yeah.
But I just systemically, if you look at the system as a whole, and NFL and all of that stuff and money, it's not even Nike. Like when you say Nike, that's great, but that's Nike's riding his back, right? Like
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
They're riding his
Exactly.
back.
It
you
is
know?
kind of disgusting, yeah.
Yeah. If the NFL turned against him and they didn't win, Nike wouldn't be on his back.
Oh, and the last part of your question was, and how does this play with a certain orange Cheeto? Well,
You think
Who
he'll
cares?
just ignore the question or
Yeah.
ignore the situation?
Yeah.
It doesn't
Now
play
we've
to
gotten
his-
to that time
Yeah.
where we've come to an end of another Wednesday night undressed, and Count Ivanov always, because of his stature, tells us about our sponsors, and I'd be interested to know who our sponsors were.
I have a copy somewhere. Oh, I have a copy.
Military
Our
jacket.
sponsor sent me a copy.
we'll check
there.
our pockets too.
Oh, we are
Official
contractual obligation to read the copy.
And this is the official
And
copy,
in
right?
fact, I can
Yes.
show you the cash that he's been given.
Yes.
Is that
Yes.
a dollar bill? Oh my God!
God,
Today, we're proudly sponsored by the Conroy's Pub Suspended Ceiling.
Museum, our art museum.
Manufactured in the late 1800s by United States Asbestos Solutions, Conroy ceiling tiles are an exciting petri dish of festering bacteria, black mold, and exotic microbial cultures.
yeah.
The ceiling doesn't just provide marginal cover against the elements. It is an exciting destination for field trips by a variety of high school classes. Chemistry students can easily discern valuable compounds within a wild amalgamation of rare heavy elements. The ceiling is also a colorful biological textbook in rotting and decay. Lovely aromatic samples of rat urine and feces paint abstract patterns on the yellowish ceiling canvas. In addition, trapped inside those ancient tiles are timeless dark memories, doom, and despair. The Conroy ceiling tiles' infamy grew even larger last year as it attracted no other than Scotland Yard investigators whose highly sensitive equipment led them right here in pursuit of traces of the nerve agent Novichok used by the Russian special forces to assassinate Sergei Skripal. We appreciate the Conroy ceiling tiles for their honest, lethal, and efficient attempt to eliminate customers. The ingenuity and simplicity with which it delivers toxic materials are nothing short of impressive. See, the tiles are simply positioned above us as lead, plutonium-257, and moist Ebola particulate scattered gently into our food and drinks. And finally, in a shocking discovery, it was determined that Conroy ceiling contains more elements than the periodic table. The Nobel Prize is imminent. Thank you, Conroy Ceiling, for being our sponsor and our silent executioner. Thank you.
We want to thank our producers and engineers for tonight. Of course, our technical advisor hasn't done any advising at all. This is because he's only got a small bottle of beer in front of him, Dr. Fernando.
He's laughing.
Our engineer for this evening, Neil Rasmussen. Eric, the producer, is in fact in Mexico, so was unable to with us. The team tonight, of course, Dame Kathleen, Count Evo.
Goodbye.
Moist Ebola particulate, great name for a rock band.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Professor Jane Carter, of course, was with us again. Just Josh. Who else have we got? Dr. Orlando. Have I mentioned everybody? Yes. Yes, I think I have. So my name's Jeremy Taylor. Thank you again for listening to another Wednesday Night Undressed.